story. Both sides of the story highlight the positive role of the Jamaican diaspora. Sides of the story.
Time now for both sides of the story. The story of Jamaicans at home and Jamaicans abroad on our 106 FM. We do not take sides, but we listen to both sides. Stay with us as we explore the issues, present the facts, speak with the experts, and as always, listen to both sides. What's your story? Tell us on both sides of the story by calling our local number 876-922-41125. You can listen to both sides of the story on the Power 106 FM app via the Google's website, go-jamaica.com, as well as on onestopaudio.com. For listeners in the USA, can dial 631-359-8281 to listen. And if you're in the UK and you wish to dial a number to listen to Power 106 FM, you can call 607-0953. You can watch both sides of the story live on the Dervan face-to-face. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at both sides 106. Email both sides 106 at live.com. Send your WhatsApp voice note, audio messages, and text messages to 876-365-3346. Remember, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so you can listen twice as you speak. So stay with us as we listen to both sides of the story.
Both sides of the story. Oh, class is in session. Hour 106.
You want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, work day and night for it, give up your time and your peace and your sleep for it, if only desire of it makes you quite mad enough never to tire of it, makes you hold all other things tawdry and cheap for it, if life seems all empty and useless without it, and all that you scheme and you dream is about it, if gladly you'll sweat for it, fret for it, plan for it, lose all your terror of God or man for it, if you'll simply go after that thing that you want with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith, hope, and confidence, stern pertinacity, if neither famished and gaunt, nor sickness, nor pain of body or brain can turn you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you besiege and beset it, you'll get it. priceless recording. You can get it if you really want, by the great James Chambers, Jimmy Cliff. Before that, the poetry of Burton Braley, a piece some people refer to as The Will to Win, others simply call it Success. 2021 to 2030 is still the International Decade of Healthy Aging, the International Decade of Ecosystem Restoration, the International Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development, the Decade of Action for Road Safety, and the UN International Decade of Indigenous Languages. Here in Jamaica, the month of January is being observed as Earthquake Awareness Month and Soup Month. It's Commonwealth Day in Northern Marianas. Elvis Presley's birthday is being celebrated in the USA. And it's National Takai Day in Niue. Hoy es lunes, el 8 de enero 2024. Y les saludamos en cualquier parte del mundo que nos están escuchando en este momento. Estamos muy agradecidos por el don de la vida y el privilegio de servirles en otra edición de su programa, Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. Nunca vamos a tomar su audiencia por sentado, porque sabemos que ustedes tienen otras opciones. Y esta es la razón por la cual jamás olvidamos darle las gracias por elegir Both Sides of the Story, ambos lados de la historia. De lunes a viernes, desde las 2 hasta las 5 de la tarde, aquí en Power 106 FM. La misión continúa para educar, capacitar, iluminar y estimular el espíritu empresarial. Bienvenidos. C'est lundi le 8 janvier 2024 et nous vous saluons tous qui nous écoutez où que vous soyez dans le monde. Nous sommes reconnaissants du don de la vie ainsi que du privilège d'être à votre service pour une nouvelle édition de votre programme Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre. Nous ne considérons pas votre fidélité comme l'un de soi parce que nous savons que vous avez l'embarras du choix. C'est pourquoi nous n'oublions jamais de vous remercier de choisir d'écouter Both Sides of the Story, le pour et le contre, du lundi au vendredi de 2h à 5h de l'après-midi sur notre antenne Power 106 FM. Nous continuons notre mission d'éduquer, d'habiliter, d'éclairer et d'encourager l'esprit d'entreprise. Bienvenue. All we're saying is it's Monday, the 8th of January, 2024, and we greet you well, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices. And that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to Both Sides of the Story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. So it's a Monday, the 8th of January, 2024, and we greet you well, as usual, wherever in the world you are listening to us right now. We remain eternally grateful for the gift of life and the privilege to serve you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story. We don't ever take your listenership for granted because we know you have choices, as we've said, and that's why we never ever forget to remember to say thanks for choosing to listen to both sides of the story, Monday to Friday, 2 to 5, right here on Power 106 FM. The mission continues to educate, empower, enlighten, and encourage entrepreneurship. Welcome. And so we welcome you, as usual, to another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And we're taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Whatever your thoughts, your ideas, your suggestions, your concerns, your queries, I'm trying to pack in so many of them. But seriously, whatever is on your mind, please feel free to share. The numbers to call 876-922-4112 to 5. That's 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number, which means we cannot you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can also call us on WhatsApp 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. We've taken some items out of the archives to share with you as well this afternoon. We trust it will please you. And we also want to update you, our faithful listeners at home and abroad, on the current trending stories, but more after the break.
Power 106 FM. The time is now 2:15. The following are the nominees for the RGR Venus Sports Foundation Sportswoman of the Year 2023. Rochelle Clayton, Diamond League Final and World Championships bronze medalist in the 400-meter hurdles. Janine Fowler, the top goal scorer and highest percentage shooter at the Netball World Cup in South Africa. Shelly Ann Fraser Price, the bronze medalist in the 100 meters at the World Championships and the silver medalist in the 4x100 meters relay. Sharika Jackson, the gold medalist in the 200 meters with the second fastest time in history at the World Championships, silver medalist in both the 100 meters and the sprint relay at that event, and the double winner for the 100 and 200 meters at the Diamond League Final. Daniel Williams, who ran the second fastest time by a Jamaican in the 100-meter hurdles and copped the gold medal at the World Championships in Budapest. Tune in to TVJSN and the One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. and discover the winner. Brought to you by CM Group, J Red Nephew Limited, Wisinco Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the RJR Dealer Communications Group. You succeed at
Good afternoon to Anthony Jackson, and you don't have to ask which school is he a fan of, or maybe a past student or a present student of, because already we see the colors purple and white, and we're reminded that the brave may fall, but never yield. Anthony Jackson, good to have you join us. He says, Dervan, good afternoon. I'm listening to both sides of the story from Cuba. Well, 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 that's great. That is great. And we're happy to have you connecting with us from Cuba. And all the very best, Anthony Jackson. Muy buenas tardes and muchísimas gracias. Inez Ayuna Campbell says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and viewers. Thawing out after that snow on Saturday. Well, we trust the thawing out is going well, and you will be nice and warm going forward after that bit of thawing out, as you put it. Thank you very much for filling us in and keeping us in the loop. Inez Ayona Campbell of Bridgeport, Connecticut. Thank you very much and all the very best. The text line and the WhatsApp number are one and the same, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Let's take a look at some of the messages that have been coming in here on the WhatsApp number and the text line, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And this person says, Lord, remember the teachers heading into the battleground today. Grant them patience and a whole lot of love now and forever. And also messaging us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story. Calvin in North York, Ontario, Canada. Thank you very much for tuning in. Always good to see you. Anthony Jackson confirms that KC is his alma mater. And this looks like the cartoon in today's paper, is it? Or yesterday's paper. Clovis's cartoon. Saint Elizabeth gone to the dogs. Says essentially that's the depiction here, and there's supposedly a gunman with an assault rifle, a goat, and sniff sniff the words, and the house is labeled Saint Elizabeth. What a thing. Good afternoon to Carol Francis. She does quite a decent job of keeping the programming of PBCJ going, among other things. Hello to you, Carol Francis, and all the very best. Calvin Lake, good afternoon to you as well. Thank you very much for tuning in. We appreciate your listenership and support. Thank you very much. Malachi Smith, good to have you checking in as well. Kevin Galloway, hello to you. Thank you for joining us. Rico, welcome. And RM Ren says, good day. This one came in on Saturday, I think it was. Sir D, Happy New Year to all individuals who support your programs. Please find out what's happening with the ambulance for Jamaica in relation to Dr. Dixon's tremendous efforts. Ren Mendez, Toronto. Well, we'll keep checking in to find out what's happening there and if it's really happening. And you will be the first to know. Thank you for your interest. Another one, good day, Mr. Malcolm. That's a whole lot of fuel the diaspora is pumping into the Jamaican economy as well. Well done to all who contributed to the development of Jamaica. So those are just some of the messages that we have been able to clear so far. Still a few more to come. In the meantime, We're taking your calls on 876-922-4112 to 5. Cherry Henry says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and listeners. Happy New Year to you all. To you too, Cherry Henry. Thank you very much and all the very best. And now let's take a look at some of the stories that are trending right now and see if you have a thought or these issues being raised. PM 700 new social houses coming next fiscal year. Franz Beckenbauer has died. Franz Beckenbauer, the German football great who helped his country win the World Cup both as player and coach, has died. News agency DPA reported Monday. He was 78, and the message was, it is with sadness that we announce, says the message, that we announce that my husband and our father, Franz, passed away peacefully in his sleep yesterday, Sunday, surrounded by his family. The family said in a statement to DPA, the German news agency. Condolences to the family, friends, colleagues, neighbors of the late Franz Beckenbauer. Let's keep those messages coming in. Let's go to Mac, otherwise known as Bunty. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Pleasant afternoon to you, Mr. Malcolm, and your listeners.
Good afternoon.
Greetings. I don't know if this is appropriate. I had a friend, and they call her Rose. She's seeking, I don't know if the program is for that. She's seeking somebody, she's a caregiver. So she needs somebody. She's expecting, she's looking at job, right? But if someone could call her to give her a job. She's quite intelligent about that. She has done over 10 years training, and she has looked after many, nobody complain about. She do her best. But those people passed away, so she's seeking another job. So if anybody interested, she's living in Old Harbor, and I'm trying to help her in such way. So they could get in touch with this number, 3795-875, or who have my finger crossed if they could call that number and do an interview with her for this.
Did you really want somebody to take a note of the number because you went so fast? You'd think it was the 100 race.
Okay. Well, I can repeat the number.
Please do.
The number is 3795875, and it is also Rose.
All right.
And I think I hope someone might be interested and call her. She's living in Old Harbor. I'm not trying to help, I just scratch my back, I scratch yours. And we are all here to help each other.
Yes, indeed.
So I thanks for your time and patience, Mr. Malcolm. Have a blessed day.
Same to you. Take care. Okay, you too. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Cleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. What's on your mind this afternoon? Please feel free to share. And let's Let's keep those messages coming in as well. The numbers to call 876-922-4112-5. Velta Wilson in St. Thomas says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm and listeners. I wish you all a marvelous Monday. God bless you all." Blessings to you too, Velta Wilson. Thank you very much for your message. And we look forward to many, many more coming through as you express yourselves as listeners of this program, both sides of the story, here on Power 106 FM. We're coming up to Land Solutions. It's 28 minutes past 2 o'clock. At 2:30, it will be time for today's edition of Land Solutions. Stand by for that. Any issue at all to do with the sale or purchase of land, that's coming up at 2:30 this afternoon. So go ahead and fish out those questions and concerns and issues that you have in relation to the sale or purchase of land. Do share with us the information, and we will be more than happy to share the information. 876-922-4112-5. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. And here comes another call. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello. Are you there? No. Not seeing anybody online, but somebody called through a while ago. Anyway, thank you very much for the call, whoever you are, wherever you are. It's coming up now to 2:30. It is 2:30 and time for Land Solutions. Stand by.
I've been hearing about this constitutional reform thing. You know anything about it? This constitutional reforms that try to organize the constitution. But how? And everything's changed since 1962. Mature as a nation. So modernizing the constitution will reflect our current societal values. Oh, a constitution for Jamaicans, approved by Jamaicans. Are you ready for the journey? Join us on the road to Republic. Think independence, think Republic. A message from the Ministry of Legal and Constitutional Affairs. Dr. Jackie Campbell is on call Wednesday evenings at 8 with Powering Your Health. Powering Your Health is Power 106 FM's flagship program dedicated to health and wellness. Your one-stop show to power a healthy lifestyle. How can we help you to power your health? You can reach the show anytime by calling 876-922-4112-5. You can also send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598. That's Powering Your Health. Powerful health and wellness discussion and interaction. Listen every Wednesday at 8 p.m. only on Power 106 FM.
It's a Monday afternoon, just after 2:30, and you know what that means. Time for Land Solutions. Land Solutions, the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. 112-5. 876-922-4112-5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number for Land Solutions, 876-387-3346. 3815. Did I get that right? I just went straight off memory there. Sorry. It's 876-387-31. Is it 3183? 3815? 3183. Thank you very much, Attorney at Law Gloria Brown. Good afternoon. Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and all the very best for 2024. Wonderful. Right. So stand by for this week's edition of Land Solutions.
Thanks again, Dervan, and good afternoon to everyone. Like I said earlier, Happy New Year. Let's hope that this year will be a good one for everyone. And in making the resolutions, can you please make some in relation to land? Resolve that you're going to look about the family land or what some person call the generational land. But you're going to write away, make some resolutions and try to take them. Because I'm sure many of us have been listening to the news in the last few weeks, and we have heard some very disturbing stories about crimes that have been committed in relation to land ownership. Persons are getting desperate, greedy, entitled. So I'm asking my listeners, especially the older person, to look about sorting out your land. Look about making the will. We have studied that I have been preaching for years, encouraging our listeners to make it. That many have taken us on. But people outside of Jamaica have contacted us and we have made wills for them. And we did that simple document. And we have to get rid of this mindset where we are saying that we are going to die to make wills. And I think why we have that, and I've said it before, I think why we have that mindset and why we think about that is because most of the people we know, they wait until they are dying before they pay the bills and then they pay the bills for the relatives. But I'm asking us, we can't become backward in our thinking. That in 2024, we are thinking that if I make a will, I'm going to die. Or maybe somebody put it in the mind that our people long ago so that we can be backward. Yeah, but it's time for us to move up and say all the time, we look at all the first world countries in the world. None of them have the skin color of the majority of us Jamaicans. The first world country people don't look like us. As the majority, I won't say us because there are many persons who are not black who live in the program. But you don't have any black first world countries dying. We have to change our own mentality. As Ron Marley said, you can't be manipulated from the mental people that is holding us back. From the mental people that is holding us back. So it's very backward to be saying, I'm not going to make a will because my men are going to die. We have to stop this. So you're not backward. You can have to up your mind. We need to get into our will holder. As soon as you reach the age of you should write up. Now you might say, I don't have anything. You might have something and don't. For example, you might pass away on your job, or you might meet an accident and die. Any money that will come to you if you had lived to go to your estate. For example, I know of a young man who passed on while he was serving in his job, and he died on the job. And he was in the state where they tried to take $8 million. He never had a will. If he had a will, then had to go to wherever he wanted to go to. He never had a will, so he'd have to use the law of his life. So I appreciate today about the right. And any person write on that, not as me, but I prefer to write one. I don't have a lawyer to write one for you, but you can't afford one, you don't have the time. So about starting by getting out with form and writing one. Or get an exercise, the folder just for exercise to teach and write one. This is a good of John for when I use my house, my boat, everything else I have to my boat or to my children or to my grandchildren. The important thing is that you must write it down. And you must have two witnesses there with you. When you are signing, you must have the two witnesses there with you to sign it with you and date it. I don't want to sign it and there are two witnesses which is a will, but I want to have a date as well. It's a great form and executor, so the will form would guide, the will form is very user-friendly. It tells you every little thing that you must do. And when you write your will, have a residuary clause. all laws. That's all the thing. That we see, I read anything I want in my way. And you could do whatever you want to get. I've always had that thought that you might get something else afterwards that some other time to be able to, or if you're forgotten to put something in the way that you have. Always try to put that thought. Anything else I want in my way, yes, I will do. And you could do whatever you want to do. But I'm asking my clients to be here. To let us be confident to have integrity to make us be confident to making a will. And a lot of the older persons, they listen to the news and as we say to Jamaica, take the man. Look at what is happening. Look at the situation that is taking place. See, I heard of a situation the other day where a man wanted to give his property to a person who was taking care of it. And relatives came from abroad, took him away from the house, and nobody knows where he is. They know that when he passes on, you're going to hear that somebody else has got the property. It is weird to them. Nobody knows where they know he's alive. Because persons have recognized that the land in Jamaica is very valuable and persons have become very rich. So I'm saying to the older generation, do not give your business to chance. And older, I mean, as a matter of fact, nobody at all. Don't give your business to chance. Write it down. About the business and change everything. You leave it for the grandchildren today, you want to change it for you leave it for the children you have trained. Don't start with something. Because it's coming. I mean, it's just too dominant. And a lot of the time we have been thinking about that. That it's been driven by dreams, it's driven by life. For them, we heard the things about the young man who went to collect his mother. He talked to the mother's tenants who were not paying rent. He was serious. I'm asking my listeners to let us sort out the situation. Let us also let the younger generation know where the stakes are in relation to the land. And I speak as well to the church people as well. The persons who have overseen church properties. Because sometimes the older members pass and because we don't know the history of how the church got the property, don't know the history. And I'm encouraging the churches. The churches have made a program for themselves. But I'm encouraging the older generation. Let the children know one thing that the source of one thing that the mango tree, because as soon as you can, you know what might happen. The neighbor might just move that thing and put it way up to the step tree and eat quite a bit of your property. So we have a lot of mistakes in this country. Let you already know. And if you have a title or a survey that the neighbor can move the thing or he or she wants, because the child will say what it is. But whereas the neighbor has moved the thing and occupied your portion for 12 years, might have nothing to do with that portion. So I'm one person to get a little bit more responsible about how we are going to deal with land in 2024. No person have been coming forward. We see that there are different programs where persons have been trying to get titles. But a lot of times you get the titles for the person and they leave it in a mess. They don't make a will, so that if you get in the title for them was really a waste of time because they have left a mess behind. We're hoping that the title will help you to really organize and stand your education. And that was, as I've always said on the program, that a warm gift is better than a cold gift. So I always encourage my clients that all of your children are trustworthy and you can rely on them. You can give them what you have while you're alive. It's good if you can do that while you're alive. Children are reliable, dependable. You look at their dear for you. You can keep them with stability while you're alive. With your name on the title. And if you have a little gold, put in your name as well. I always encourage my listeners to take a life instead. The title will say to John wrote a life and after them to the children. Because long as John is alive, he's free to do whatever he wants. And when we do that kind of a transfer, we also encourage the clients to do a document where the person you are putting on the title is going to get that design that they would be able to sign up a document to say if you want to sell it, you can sell it, and if you want to give us any of the money, or you want to borrow money, you're free to do that, and you have no obligation to us. If you can with children while you're alive, because sometimes, as them at by the time you pass on and they come, somebody has taken the title. Or the neighbor will inform them that you told them the house before and have proper receipts to show, because sometimes a lot of times persons have dementia or Alzheimer, okay, and we understand, and then persons will sometimes coerce them or trick them into signing. They might say, come and sign this document for me because the I don't know that it's a will you're signing or it's a transfer. I've seen that, and we have something in law called non-expansion, it's not called night deed, where it is difficult for you to deny that you have signed something if you can't read it. So it's difficult for you to say, I signed it, but I didn't know what I was signing. The court will not to favor the online or maybe it can show that the person doesn't have the capacity. So I'm saying to you in this first segment of the program, put your house in order, try to be sort out your estate. And a lot of the persons who are abroad and looking to buy properties and to build, okay, I want us to really, really sit down and really weigh those things. Discuss with your children. Those of us listeners abroad, the older persons who want to come home, might need to discuss with the children whether or not you really should go and build that mansion or you really should look to buy an existing home. Because a lot of times you're building for the children so they can have something. But when the children come here, they're going to all exclusive. They're not going to stay in the bush where you come from with you. Okay, no disrespect to bush because I'm a person from there where you can have against more over. But think about it as well. Think about it. And a lot of times we know with due respect to our contractors, you know sometimes it's a little bit of a challenge to get somebody to feel to satisfy you. So remember, you can look at mine and existing property. You might not want to feel it in Calgary where I'm from. But there are developments near to Calgary that people get into a gated community and all of those things. So those are some of the things to consider. But discuss these things with your relatives because we have too many houses locked up, like persons have built a mansion. They have come home and a lot of times they can't even recoup what they have built for. They have to do a fire sale. And you build it for 15 million and you have to be selling it for 12. A lot of things you need to consider when building. Especially when we don't want to do income. And the children, as I said, as a grandchildren, was never more so they're not going to really come and see in Google. They're going to come to one drive life. So we go on to different coasts and see, as I said before, in the all exclusive hotels. So those are some of the things I would love for my listeners to look into this year. Okay, we love the investment in the country. We love that you want to build, you want to come back home, but you wanted to consider a lot of those things. And in the next segment, I'll talk to you about getting the title for the family land and so on. But right now, we're up on a break of this particular solution.
We're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
2:45.
Powerful people in the house. Come and meet some of the most powerful people in the world at the Caribbean's leading business conference, the 2024 Jamaica Stock Exchange Lending Regional Investments and Capital Markets Conference, January 24th to 25th at the Jamaica Pegasus Hotel in Kingston. To participate, register at onestop.com or call 876-967-3271.
It's 15 minutes to 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and your program here on both sides of the story continues with our regular special feature, Land Solutions, the program where all your land-related matters are dealt with. Anything at all to do with the sale or purchase of land, you've come to the right place. Here are the numbers to call: 876-922-4112 to 5. 876-922-4112 to 5. The text line is the same as the WhatsApp number for Land Solutions: 876-387-3183. 876-387-3183. The website is landsolutionsja.com. landsolutionsja.com. The email address is gloria@landsolutionsja.com. gloria@landsolutionsja.com. The law firm Brown, Findlay and Company is headquartered in Suite 39 of the Winchester Business Center, corner of Winchester Road and Hope Road in Halfway Tree, St. Andrew. They also have an office at Shop 6 upstairs, the Jamaica National Building in Ocho Rios, St. Anne. All are encouraged to call ahead before turning up at the law offices of Brown, Findlay and Company. And let's remind you that on a Thursday between 10 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon, there's an extra special outreach as far as land-related matters are dealt with. So you can book your appointment, make your arrangements to be there on a Thursday between 10 in the morning and 1 in the afternoon for extended services as far as land-related matters are concerned. But for now, let's hand you over to Attorney at Law, Gloria Brown.
Thank you, Dervan. And this please you may give me a call at any time 9641155 if you want to talk to me about anything land related. Maybe you want to talk to get some clarification about the will, how to get a title. And if you want a title, please remember you can also just send me a WhatsApp message 876-387-3183. All you have to do is say title, and I'll give you the guidance you need to get a title for the land. And to get a title, you are going to need to survey your property. It's important. You survey the property you are going to get a title. Even the little piece that is yours, survey that, and then it will start the process of getting a title for you. So you can send me a WhatsApp message to 876-387-3183. 387-3183. Or the looking so that's the text line or the WhatsApp line. 387-3183. But if you want to speak to me now, please give me a call on 922-411-325. A text message. My co-worker needs to die. Her mother died and her father is planning to remarry. The land and house was purchased by both parents, however, there's no title, and they're listed in the father's name. How can they stop the new wife from getting the property and also their share? Her mother died 1 year ago, and the expected wife does not live on the property yet. What you probably should do is encourage your. Alright, I think okay, so what we're looking at is we're looking at something a law for the property rights of the land. And the father is born in the father's name alone, which is suggesting that the father, if the mother having died, the father is the sole owner. If the father marries and moves his new wife onto the property, under the property rights of County Land, there's a presumption that the wife is entitled, the new wife is entitled to a half of the property. That's the presumption. So, what we encourage the children to do is to encourage their father to add them to the property. He doesn't have a title, he puts to a common law title, he takes no time to be done. Add their names to the title. And then because your name, if your father's name is on the title, with the names of the children, then the new wife would not get the property. But maybe the father wants the new wife to get the property, a lot of people can do that, die, and the children, if they are the ones that ask the father, and then to the property. The father could also do a prenuptial agreement with the wife to say that the house will not put that claim into the house, will not subsidize any claim to any portion of the property. When you are doing prenuptial agreement, the wife will have to get her own attorney, and you will have to get your own attorney. You have to defend that right and then do prenuptial agreement. Also, if the wife does not live there now, he could go and live somewhere else with her. Because if the wife, if she doesn't live in the property with the wife, not the family, so therefore the wife is not entitled to a portion of it. So let me go through that. That might be a little bit complex, so let me run through it again. Remember, you can keep sending me your text messages to 876-387-3183. You can say that he doesn't want the wife, his wife, if he don't want his home to claim a portion of the property. You can do a prenuptial agreement. That's an agreement before you're married to say what that each party will say what I bring into the marriage is mine, what you bring into the marriage is yours, what you acquire in the marriage is yours, and everything like that. Or you will be going to claim a portion of this property, etc. So the lawyers will negotiate and you will determine what you want your lawyers to put in the agreement. Even if the relationship has started already, you can also do a post-nuptial agreement. You can do an agreement now even after the marriage. Or you don't live in the property. So if you don't live in the property, therefore, one spouse cannot make a claim on your property because it's not the family home, you are not living there together. Or if the property is not in your name alone, the spouse cannot make a claim on it because under the property rights of spouse tax, the property must be in the name of one spouse for the other spouse to be able to make a successful claim on it. So those are some of the things that you need to consider. And I know this message about the time that send it to you shortly. So those are some things to consider. So I can understand the predicament, which is why persons need to look also in terms of buying property. Because the child is saying the parents bought the property within the father's name. Also, the mother that she never thought about the property while she was alive. And in situations like those, and ladies, I work with the wife is sufficient. We know how it is for men. A lot of our men cannot stay single for long, so they marry very soon after. And sometimes really it's to the disadvantage of the children from the first marriage. Which is why we need to look at the tenancy when we are buying properties and determine whether or not we really want to be joint tenants. And when I say joint tenants, that means that if John and Mary buy property as joint tenants, when John dies, Mary has to own the property, no matter what John has to do. Or if Mary dies, she goes to John as well. It doesn't matter what Mary has to in her way. When you are joint tenants, that what it takes time to treat it like a joint account. And that will help you to remember. When you are joint tenants, or you have a joint account, when one dies, the other one will own. So use that joint account and joint tenants to remember. When your tenants is common, and one dies, the other one does not automatically take your share. So John and Mary are tenants in common. And John dies. Mary will not get one share unless John will give to her or unless she is Mary's ready to call it the next of it. So therefore, John can make a will and will share. Mary can make a will and will her share because they are tenants in common. And with whoever they want. When you are joint tenants, I still encourage my clients, when you are joint tenants, you still need to make a will. Because God forbid that the both of you die at the same time or near to each other, nobody will put it in the will. So each of you should put the joint property in the will. But the will should say, John should say, Mary should die before me, I give the property to. And Mary should say, John should die before me, I give the property to. Because we want none of them to have it in the will, and then they both start without doing anything about it, and then there's nothing, no provision made for that property. So both of them should say if one should die before. If you don't even put that, you could just say I will my house too. Because it only takes effect in the will of the one who died last. You don't have to put the Mary should die before me. So both of you are joint tenants and you put I leave my property. John says I leave my property and own a road to my daughter. Mary says I leave my property and own a road to my son. Mary died first, she goes to the John's daughter. John died first, then she goes to Mary's son. So both of them would have put it in the will, but it's only going to take effect in the will for the person who died last. And remember, when you make your will, and you should die afterwards. Sometimes you make a will and you have 5 properties and you make the will for the full 4 of them, because it's still not. Only 4 is in relation to one thing. So everything in the will, you don't have to have just 100,000 years, but they spend all the money on doctor bills. There's nothing there, so there's nothing for the people. That does not mean that does not mean the will is not valid. The will is still a good will. Just that some persons will not get the benefit you have made for them because you have disposed of those assets before you pass on. So those are some of the things that we need to look at. So what I'm saying is that in a situation like that, what's your mom? Okay, what you should do and it's something probably for a lot of people to look at the tenants in common. As when clients come to me and they are buying property together, the first thing I'm going to ask them is either of you should start or 4 or 5 of them. Like any of you should start, who do you want to get your share? And then I use that to determine the tenancy. So Mr. and Mrs. Brown come to me and they just got married and say, Mr. Brown, if you should start, we want to get the property. He said, I want my wife to get it, man, and the wife said, I want my husband to get it, then I would take them joint them. But if Mr. Brown said, I don't have any children and I want my niece to get them, Mrs. Brown said, I have a daughter, I want her to get them. I know the niece to get them. And Mr. Brown might say, I put most of the money, so I want a bigger share. You know, that Mr. Brown might get 3/4, Mrs. Brown a quarter, or vice versa, or let's say 40, you put them half and half as tenants in common. But give them the freedom where they can will their share to whoever they want. And even if the landlords have a title, when you find that they receive their share alike, this word like share alike, equally, tenants in common, that means that they are not joint.
Sorry, Ms. Brown, we have a couple of questions here from Steve in Toronto, Canada. So Steve says, he's asking, does Jamaica's family laws allow for the exclusion of property from the spouse in such a manner? Perhaps, yeah.
So if I buy a property with my son and I get married and I move my husband to the property, the husband cannot make a claim on the property but it's not in my name alone. Or if I don't live there with my spouse, the spouse cannot make a claim on the property. I have a house and I move and I rent the house and live with my husband. I can use the house I own alone to my child to the exclusion of the husband. So that's how Jamaica law is. Then you could just go online and look up the property rights of spouse. That's one of the newest job legislation that we have. Yes, Dervan.
Yeah, no, there are a couple of other follow-ups in terms of questions. So perhaps after this break coming up.
Okay, Dervan. All right. So, as I said this time, you can look at the property rights of my listeners. You can look at the property rights of spouses after you give it something either. Because the newest job legislation is not so hard to read. So that's something that I want to look at. And yes, on the Jamaican law, you can exclude your assets from the spouse. Of course, the spouse can go to court under the Inheritance Act to say you have to get provision for them, and the court will change your will, which is that you should have made provision for them. But we have freedom of testament to this position in Jamaica. You are free to will your property to anybody you want. You don't have to give children and spouse anything. You can give it whoever you want. Step on a break, this is Land Solutions and Royal Pro.
Contractors, developers, and small builders. Contact Coast to Coast Group of Companies for high-quality concrete products. The time by Coast to Coast Group of Companies is
3 o'clock. Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106 FM. Educate yourself. Take charge of your financial future and read a few basic books on personal finance. It is helpful to develop a basic investment vocabulary. It's also important to understand some basic investment principles such as risk and reward and asset allocation. Once armed with knowledge, don't let anyone take you off track. Whether a significant other who encourages you to waste money or friends who plan expensive trips and events you can't afford. Research professionals like financial planners, mortgage lenders, or accountants before utilizing their services.
Land Solutions during both sides of the story continues here on Power 106 FM with attorney at law Gloria Brown. Still taking your calls on 876 922 4113 to 5. 876 922 4113 to 5. The text line and the WhatsApp number are one and the same. 876 279 8598. 876 279 8598. And Ms. Brown, going to the break, where you had a question from Steve in Toronto, Canada, and he has a couple of follow-ups. So another one he's asking, at what stage would the spouse have a claim to the other spouse's assets?
Well, as I said, the spouse does not have any automatic claim to the other spouse's assets. Does not.
Okay.
So you are free to will whoever you want. But the spouse, after you die, or the spouse will go to court while you're alive for the court to say, hey, I should get some of this person's assets. The court will determine if you are to get anything. You might say, but even though my name is not on any of the sites and I never contributed, I was the one who looked after the children, looked after the schools, all of those things the court will take into consideration and might determine that the spouse should get a portion of the assets. But there's no automatic claim. The spouse will have to prove that I should get a portion. But the court will say Okay, but when you marry him, he already had those assets. All those things the court will put into consideration to determine. So when the person goes to court under the Inheritance Act to say, my spouse died and left nothing for you, the court will look, why did the person not do anything for you? What do you have for yourself? What did the person die leaving? What are the other, who are the other persons claiming on the estate? The court will consider all of those things in order to determine if you should get anything from the estate. But there's no automatic claim to the assets of the other spouse.
And the last bit here, Steve is asking, what if they both die simultaneously or in short time afterwards without a secondary beneficiary?
Right? What the law says that the two persons die at the same time, the younger one died last. So John and Mary, husband and wife, Mary is younger, they die in an accident together. Nobody can determine who died first. Then all the assets will go to Mary's estate. So Mary having died, she never made a will. She go to her children. She never children to go to her parents. She doesn't have parents to go to her brothers and sisters who are of the full blood, the same mother and same father. If none of those, then the half brothers and sisters. Then none of those the grandparents. Then none of those the uncles and aunts. So we have a table of in the interest of the act that says what should happen to your assets in case you die. She doesn't have spouse, children, parents, grandparents, brothers and sisters, uncles and aunts, and the assets will go to the government. And I look into I go through that a little for you another time. But that's how the Jamaican law is.
Okay.
But remember, two persons die at the same time, and you can't determine who died last. The younger one died last.
Mhm. Understood.
Yes, thank you. Another text message. How do I get a common law title? I have my survey diagram. Why? Remember, I'm not preaching common law title. Because a common law title is just something that you buy the form at the bookstore and you just write it up and get a JD witness. You can't use that to get money to borrow, etc. Why I'm not pushing a common law title is that when you do the common law title, you should record it at the head of record. But that topic of record. So if I have a piece of land, I could use 10 common law titles for the same piece of land and register them. That would so you have your common law title and you go and you get it done up and you stamp it and you record it. I go and survey the same piece of land, get a common law title and record it, they're going to accept the record as well. But when you go and get a proper registered title for your property, nobody can come and get another title for that same piece of property. So I'm going to encourage this listener to get a proper title, and I'm going to send you the information on how to get a proper title. I don't want you to get a common law title. If you have a common law title, I'm happy you have one already because it helps you to get a registered title much easier. Another text message. My sister, and remember, you can send me your text messages to 387-3183. 876-387-3183. But give me a call as well, 96941. My sister purchased a piece of land, but the man doesn't have a land paper. How should she go for getting her title? The man passed away, and my sister also did pay the land tax. She also surveyed her, but she really wants a title for her. She purchased the land about 2008. And we're seeing the taxes there to pay for all the land. Yes, I understand. And what happens is that when you get a title, then automatically you get the pay just for your little piece, and you can leave the rest for those who, the rest of the tax paper for those who need to go and sort that out. So I'm going to send you the information shortly on how to get the title for the land. And I hope most persons will call me to say I need a title. And remember, all you have to do is just send me a text message and say title, and I will gladly assist you to get a title for your property. Very, very, very important that we deal with that matter now in terms of lighting, so that we can really sort out our affairs, because this is the challenges that persons are having in terms of getting title for their property, in terms of looking after their properties and getting title. And when you don't have a title, it's still the challenges that persons are encountering.
What a
Another text message.
Sorry, Ms. Brown, just thought of something. I'd seen a couple of TV reports of of houses that have now been compromised because of the state of this the soil and related matters. And I'm just wondering if there is a mechanism or a procedure that um, that these homeowners would need to follow to get some kind of redress, if it is that they're blaming the developers for the deterioration.
Yes, without a doubt, without a doubt, Dervan, they could bring an action against the developers.
Mhm.
Just that sometimes you run into problems because they are saying that you have bought the house 20 years ago, you are attached, married, etc. But I've seen cases where the court is saying there's no way you could have known about it until now. So
Okay.
in matters like that, you definitely have to take with the only redress you have is to take the matter to court and let it stay out in court and let the judges decide.
Mhm.
Because if you are not a geologist, you would not know that property that just that had a problem. You the developer didn't want well. So
Oh.
I say the person you really have to do this due diligence. And I always take my listeners when you're buying property, buy it when it's raining.
Mhm.
Look at it when it's raining as well. Don't just go and buy it in the summer because some of these places are riverbed. And I've said on the program before, when you hear the names of some of the places, you need to do, you grandma, they or trust the older people in the community who said, when I was growing up, a spring was there. Or what I think they call the place, Pond More Harbor something. So if only the court can determine what kind of compensation you should get from, but that's really unfortunate. When you
Mhm.
put up the biggest investment you make in life and you look at it real literally going down the drain.
Yeah. Quite a waste.
Quite a waste, quite a waste, and you really, sometimes we into that difficult to get redress. And even just to employ an attorney to start the process can be a little bit, expensive.
Mhm. All right.
So just
Well,
remind the listeners, yes, Mr. Van,
what's that expression? Let the buyer beware, or something like that.
buyer beware. Yes,
Mm.
let the buyer beware. So
Mhm.
sometimes the poor buyer is so desperate,
Mm.
and sometimes the buyer beware of what? The poor buyers a lot of times. Because when you are buying, in a situation like that, you really are not in a position of power. The
Yes.
person who is selling the developer is really the one in the position of power. You just want a little place to lay your head.
Mhm.
I've seen so much injustice in terms of land matters and so on. People are saying the person. Anything you are doing as well, so please get a lawyer when it comes to land matters. Get
Yes.
a lawyer.
Well said.
Yes, brother, thank you.
You're
My
welcome.
mother is on the title. She has built the house. Is it cheaper to purchase the house from her now and get the title in my name? Or is it cheaper to take care of later? But you said she's willing it to her, so I'm not sure why you're asking about buying it from her. I'm not sure what you mean buying it from her. If you're going to buy it from her, no. That we're talking about different money. Or maybe you mean if it's cheaper for her to put it in your name now. And I'm always saying it's cheaper for her to put it in your name now. Because probate can run you up to 8%, etc. While adding your name on it, sometimes I just run you about 4%. So which is why I say the warm tea is better than the cold one. Take it while your mother's hands are warm and don't wait until her hands are cold. Take it while she's alive and don't wait until she's dead. So as long as she's willing to give it to you. As long as she's willing to give, as long as your mother is willing to give you the property now, I would encourage you to have her transfer to you. No, if she's a little bit, and the cost of transfer is not necessarily expensive because the cost of probate is 8%. That can be expensive. So if you can get it now, definitely do it. Remember, transfer tax now is just 2%. And it depends on what parish it is. Because if it's not in Portmore or certain parts of Houston and St. Andrew, it's not even 2%. It's much less. That is a flat rate, depending on the tax rules also. So look at the value of the property, weight and so on. But if you can get it done now, I really, really encourage you to get it done now. And just to remind the listeners that the number you're calling, please remember that I am on the radio now, so you can call the WhatsApp number. If you want to speak to me, you have to call 922-411-325. 922-411-325. So I encourage you, even though you might say it's expensive now, it's going to be more expensive if mom should pass on, but you're going to have mom funeral expenses and all of those other expenses to add on to the cost of talking about the matter. And also want to encourage persons who are renting properties, make sure that you get a photograph of the tenant, a proper photograph that you can put in the newspaper and the Queen or the Star when they don't pay you the rent. Get somebody who has known that person. Let them do proper recommendations and to check them out as well. Sign a rental agreement. There are a lot of professional tenants going around. Their job is to rent. As one person said the other day when he rented the person's rent out and refused to pay the rent. He said that the Jamaican court system is slow, so by the time the court gets him out of it, a year would have passed. So you have some persons who have told them they move from one place to the other. We can get some recommendations from the former landlord that is good. But especially a lot of persons out there who are buying your property for investment property. You have many persons who want to live very high. They want to live on inexpensive properties where they cannot even afford that much rent. It's all to keep up an image. An image with no money. So be careful when you rent your property. Very, very, very important. Remember the number 492411325 and the text line 3873183. And this person is saying St. Catherine's, Nigerville. That's where I'm from. I'm from St. Catherine's, Nigerville, just beside the Nigerville Primary School where I go. I go to the Baptist Church in Nigerville still. So I talked to that person afterwards and said, maybe you're my relative and could get some cheap legal advice. But a good day, Ms. Brown. Can a joint tenant application be changed before the property is transferred? Yes, you definitely can change before it is transferred. Okay, you can just speak to your attorney and ask the attorney to change to get the tenant to change in the document. If it has been done already and the lawyer is saying it's time to change right now because the documents are already flipped, then you can ask the lawyer to do a change because the stamp duty is just $500 that you pay to stamp the document to change the tenancy. And yes, if you're going to change the tenancy income and the share should be noted. So I would advise you to ask your attorney to get that done now for you. So if it's even half an hour, you have to put tenants income and equal share. Suppose you are to get 450, the 4 undivided 1 share to you, 1 undivided 1 share to the other person. Or if it's 10 of you, you can put the shares. The shares need to be in the transfer as well. So if the transfer has not been stamped yet or stamped, you could ask the attorney to get the change for you. If it's not done as yet, you could ask the attorney to do what's for you. If you're going to change the tenancy, you don't have to pay anything afterwards. But that's very important. I really like the question that gives me. Good afternoon. I have 7 children. Can I write a will saying that my house was not be sold until my youngest child reaches 25 years old? You could, You could because that has some certainty to it. You can't say it's never to be sold, but you definitely can say it's not to be sold until the child reaches 25. The challenge though is that...
Sorry, Ms. Brown. We have the break.
Oh, thank you, Dervan.
Sure.
We're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 3:15. The following are the nominees for the RGR Gleaner Sports Foundation Sportswoman of the Year 2023. Rochelle Clayton, Diamond League Final and World Championships bronze medalist in the 400-meter hurdles. Janine Fowler, the top goal scorer and highest percentage shooter at the Netball World Cup in South Africa. Shelley-Ann Fraser-Price, the bronze medalist in the 100 meters at the World Championships and the silver medalist in the 4x100 meters relay. Sharika Jackson, the gold medalist in the 200 meters with the second fastest time in history at the World Championships. Silver medalist in both the 100 meters and the sprint relay at that event, and the double winner for the 100 and 200 meters at the Diamond League Final. Daniel Williams, who ran the second fastest time by a Jamaican in the 100-meter hurdles and copped the gold medal at the World Championships in Budapest. Tune in to TVJ, TVJSN, and the One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. and discover the winner. Brought to you by CM Group, J-Red Review Limited, Wissinfo Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the RGR Communications Group.
It's the final segment of Land Solutions during both sides of the story this afternoon. Still taking your calls on 876-922-4113 to 5. 876-922-4113 to 5. Anything to do with the sale or purchase of land, you've come to the right place. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number for Land Solutions, 876 279 8598. 876 279 8598. Here once again is your host for today, attorney at law, Gloria Brown.
Thank you so much, Dervan. Welcome back to Land Solutions. I was looking at the question from the listener who says she has 7 children, wanted to know if she could right away to say the house is not to be sold until the youngest child reaches 25. And yes, she can. But as I said, if it is sold, what are you going to do about it? That's the challenge you would have found. But you can say that in the way that there's nothing wrong in that at all. One way to ensure that if that child is over 18, make that child one of the executors. That child will be there to protect her or her interest and suspecting that the child is young. So make sure you have executors who you can trust, who you can rely on to ensure that that is carried through. Also remember your executors are entitled to 6% of your estate. That's something that person needs to remember. Which is why I'm saying the best executors are your beneficiaries. So the children who you are leaving the property for, they are the best persons to be executors. And you can have as many as 4 persons as your executors. Please be reminded, you can have as many as 4 executors. The number to call 922-4113 to 5. I think my listeners prefer to WhatsApp me. Please remember that the WhatsApp number is 876-387-3183. This person says the same person who owns the land sold it, but he passed away. All the brothers and sisters passed. It's just children that are left. It's not a built-up area. No one has built on it. So it doesn't really matter. Just survey your piece. Okay, you're safe. Okay, so just complete the form I'm sending you and complete everything on the form. So I'm going to need 2 persons who have known the land for 30 years and are willing to sign things for you. I don't want them to write anything. I just want you to put their name, age, address, occupation on the form. I need to know whose name you want on the title. Give me an idea what the property value is. And give me a history of the land and time to ask me to get a title. Remember, if you want me to get a title for you, just text me the word title. Just WhatsApp me the word title. Just 387-3183. 876-387-3183 and just say title. But when you are requesting, when I send you the form, please give me a property. You give me some dates. John Brown owned the land from the 1960s. He died in the 1980s. His son took it over from 1980 and sold it to me in 2000. Give me some names and some dates. Give me names and dates so I can put a proper history together for you. If you have old tax paper, old survey diagram, the receipt you use to buy, all of those things I need to help you to get the title for the property. And all of those will help to make your case a little easier. I know that I'm omitting some of your text messages, but I wanted to speak about something that I heard Dervan say a while ago in relation to just speaking about financial advice. And that's something that, even though that's not my area of competence, but that's something that I want to encourage my listeners to do. We have to look to see how we can create some wealth for our children. The most important thing is to really make sure they have a good education. And I'm begging the listeners whose children are ruling you with these electronic devices. Let them put down the tablet and the games and the computer and go and read a book. Let them go and read. How many of them took up the books in the holiday? How many of them did any work during the holiday? And a lot of us are using these things because these devices have now become the unpaid babysitters. So when the child is in trouble, you say, go take up your tablet or go take up your phone. Because those are now the babysitters and they are not learning anything on them. They are playing games and you say to the biggest child, they say you're 7 times and they go to parents, the 7 times is on the phone. How about taking it in front of you and saying to your child doing text that say 7 times for me or you 9 times? or sometimes even the 3 times. How many of them can say the time here that said that they're not going to be able to say the phone in the exam to do the calculations? You know, how many of them know to find the area of a square or the area of a triangle? We are in trouble. We are creating a generation that is going to put us in trouble. Because a lot of us working very hard to get the house and the land, and we're leaving it for idiots. Because we are not educating our children properly, the person is going to trick them out of it. Because they are not properly educated, or they're not reading. Half of the things they ask them, that's all they can say. Because something that they haven't heard what they say, they don't understand. Let them take up and they're on the same tablet, you know, on the phones as well. Not them. But we cannot have a generation that is tricking us and telling us that they will study, and they're not. Some of them, when you go to bed and leave them, when you look, if you get up in the night and go and look, they're on the phone 4 o'clock and can't wait in the morning to go to school. I see them because as soon as they reach church, they're sleeping. And you talk to them and they tell us that they went to bed 3 o'clock this morning, I didn't sleep. Because a lot of these things, these games are addictive. I've seen in China where they have some children in boot camps because they are so addicted to games. Some of them won't even get up to go to the bathroom. Some won't even get up to eat. They're so addicted to these games, and that's what's happening to our children. Take it from some of them and see the tantrum that they keep up, and you realize that they're addicted. Take the phone from some of them and they're mad at you, showing that they're addicted. You will not allow 1 year or 2 years, first of all, for the radiation coming out of these things, some of these little babies should not be playing with them. I'm saying to us, it doesn't make sense for us to work hard and create wealth and buy the property when we are listening to children who are not able to appreciate value because they have not been properly educated. Children doing CSEC, doing CAPE, they have to be studying late at night. They can't be playing games on tablet, looking at social media, TikTok and YouTube videos and so on. We have to do something about the parents, guardians. There must be a time when it's not a time for when you take one read the newspaper. Even if it's on the tablet. But you have to say you have to sit down beside all these children to make sure they're not tricking you. But what is happening that our children are in charge? Because a lot of us look in friendships and the child might not like me, and the child might be upset as they want to live with his father and want to live with his mother because I take up. We can't buy friendship from our children, it doesn't work out. And then when Miss Mary's son get the 10 subjects, now we wonder what Miss Mary did while the child get the 10 subjects while ours were busy studying YouTube that not coming in the exam. Take control of your children and your grandchildren as well, grandparents. Okay? Not friendship you're looking is respect. And a lot of these children are going to come up to play to say, Mama, when you saw me doing this and that, why you never talk to me? Because exam come out and it's just 2 subjects apart and this boy never bright like me and he gets paid. But he was not. If you come to school and tell us they're not studying at night, study. Find out what the children study at the time, like whether or not they are late. And then let them study till later, or some of them are early to get up early and study before going to school. In the car going to school, in the bus, they can be doing a little work, but take control of our children. We're going to move this generation to social media if we're not careful. Okay? I have 5 children. What if I put all 5 names on the title now? Or will that be a saving to them when I'm gone? Well, you put them on the title now, they don't have to probate your will. They don't have to sign because the property value is 10 million, you know. To probate the will, you're looking at about $800,000. Why to put them on it now might cost you, depending on where the property is. Like if it's valued at 10 million, might cost you $300,000 or so. So that's one of the things you need to consider. That all these things, put them on now. But another thing I need to alert you, be careful how you put them on now, because if they don't have property for themselves, NHC might say they own property already. So those are a lot of the things that you need to consider. So the clients who are listening to me, if you're going to add your children to your client, I prefer to give me a little call. Let me just give you some advice on the phone and answer some questions. Because you might put out the children, some of them don't own property already. NHC might say, hey, you own a property, you can't get a benefit because you own something already. And you might say, I'm going to put it to just drop them now and put on the others later. When you want to put on the others later, you drop them to know we're not going to allow you to add them. So I put on the three who have voted already and what trust to say it really belongs to our side when the others get their votes, they can add them without having to pay. So that's all the things you need to consider. A lot of the time, let's say, it's a little late in the program and some of the other text messages I might not be able to answer right now because the program, I don't know if because it's 2024 and time is going faster than normal, but the program has really sped that speed. But we'll have another opportunity to discuss some of these things. But as I said, I'm free to give me a call just to answer that side. Remember, my number is 3873183. If you want a title, just send me a text message. All you have to do is title 876-387-3183. Just call me and don't get me, just call me again. Also remember that my name is Flora Brown. I have an office in Ocean, and I just want to let everybody know I only go to Ocean on a last Thursday now because we have an attorney there full time. Okay, Mrs. Bennett is there every day full time and she's able to answer all your questions and to give the assistance. But I go down on a last Thursday. If you want to see me, then you can always come between 10 and 2 on a last Thursday. I'll be there. But the office is open every day. It's on the JN building shop. You just go upstairs to JN building. Otherwise, I'm in the Winchester Business Center every other day. Okay, and the Winchester Business Center is at it's shop 39 and it's 15 Oak Road. You can always call the office 908-1960. We're having some phone challenges now because I'm told they have cut some of the lines with the many activities going around phone. They have made some errors and some mistakes have been made and some of the lines. A lot of persons are without phone services. But the office number 908-1960 is working. But remember, you can always give me a call or a text message to 387-3183. Okay, or the office number 908-1960. And there are some cell numbers at the office as well. I'm not the best person to tell you the office cell number, but I'm trying. Yes, there's the office number 874-7738. That's 876-747-738. Okay, and I've seen the message about tight. I'm going to send you all that information now. But thank you so much for listening to Land Solutions. Thanks to Dervan, thanks to Adrian, thanks to the whole team. And I wish the entire team all the best and all Jamaica. I wish everybody a really, really happy New Year. Blessings. Thank you, Dervan.
You're welcome. Take care.
Thank you, Dervan.
Bye-bye.
Tell us about any illegal guns coming through customs controlled areas. Call Crime Stop at 311. The time by the Jamaica Customs Agency is 3:30. Tune in every Thursday at 3:30 p.m. for your legal corner with Dana Walker Huntington. Doing both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm on Power 106 FM. It's your source of information regarding U.S. immigration matters. Combined with Power 106 FM's pioneer of diaspora broadcasting. Call in with your U.S. immigration queries and concerns on 876-924-1125 or send a text or WhatsApp message to 876-279-8598 and get the answers you need for your U.S. immigration questions. That's your legal corner with Dana Walker Huntington. Thursdays at 3:30 p.m. during both sides of the story with Dervan Malcolm, only on Power 106 FM.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, which means you can not only send us your text messages, your WhatsApp messages, your voice notes, but you can call us on WhatsApp as well. 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. And so we're taking your calls. The text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876 365 3346. 876 365 3346. And let's see. We also are going to do another, hold on, get in another call or two from the text, from the WhatsApp number, same as the text line, and taking your calls as soon as we're up. So let's see. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. I am giving thanks for life, and you? Sorry to hear that. What's happening? Hello? All right, you're not ready for us yet. Let's move on. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello? Good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Go ahead, please. Yes.
And every day I go there, it's just come back again, come back. And then give me a date, and all them are telling me to come back. I can't get a call.
Is there someone in particular you would normally speak with?
I just go there with them opportunities on the Cuban, right?
Mm-hmm. So who do you normally go to? You just turn up and hope that somebody will see you?
Yes, I just turn up here, and then when I go there, they say my name and say I will call you, and I'll see know that they're right.
What was the last thing you were told? And how long ago was that? From October.
I went there 5 times, just been told, come back, they're not working. And when I actually go there the last time, they said my name and my number, they will come and until now, I can't get no call.
All right, we'll have to make a note of that and see. Let's make a note and see if we can identify. This is the clinic at, is it the one at St. Joseph's or? So is it that they have treated the eye or eyes already, or you're waiting to be called? Uh-oh. All right. Can you let's see. I'm gonna ask you to send. We're gonna try and get the number of the caller who is on right now. I'll just take his number Let's just take the number off air. So we'll get that out of the way for the time being, and then we will always do the follow up by making a phone call. All right. So hold the line, please. Thank you very much for calling, and sorry to hear of your plight. We hope we'll be able to send some help your way in terms of assistance in at least getting to the point of confirming exactly what is the situation, what needs to be done, and what you will need to do in that regard. So we've taken a note of your contact information, and we'll be following up on that because it's a very good program. They've done some very good work in Jamaica, and it's just a matter of the sustainability and for how long will they be carrying on. But for the time being that they are, by all means, we continue to applaud them and look forward to the manifestation of their work as they continue in service to patients here in Jamaica. So let's continue in the meantime with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5, 876-922-4112-5. Text line same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346, 876-365-3346. Here's a call coming through. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling. Hello, are you there? Good afternoon. Go ahead, please. Good afternoon.
I just turned off the radio. Thank you, sir. Dervan, I just called to just ask you just a few questions. It would be provoking, but I'll just Dervan,
the word you need is provocative. That's the word you need. Provocative.
Are you a Jamaican?
Last time I checked, yes. Hello. Oh, internet problems on not sure which end. Hello.
Yeah.
Yes, the call dropped after that question.
Yeah. I was just asking you if you have a passport and a voter's ID.
No, I don't have a voter's ID. I have a passport.
Oh, so you're not planning to vote in the next election?
Well, if you must know, I've never voted in my life.
Okay.
Because I've always seen myself as wanting to serve my country in an independent way. And so I've tried to keep myself that way.
Okay. So you're not a Jamaican who willing to fight for this country.
I have been fighting. I don't want to talk about it, but I have been fighting.
Okay.
I have been playing my part. Yes.
Dervan, you feel that we are getting the amount of work from the amount of ministries that we have in government or in governance?
Well, when it comes down to work, we can always improve. We can always do better. We can always do more. So that's going to remain debatable.
I mean,
was just asking you. Recently, the Prime Minister at the last conference, he had said that he'll convey a new Ministry of Peace and Love and Harmony, but I don't believe that our country need a next main ministry. What our country need, Dervan, is to stop put square pegs in round ovals.
Yes, that's something we've talked about before on this program. It has happened and it is still happening. Whether we will be told it's because there's some kind of deficit as far as uh, uh, human resources concerned or otherwise, that issue has been with us for some time, and maybe we still have some more time to go on that score. But we don't have the time, quite frankly, and we should be getting better at managing our affairs. Unfortunately, that is not always the case.
That's why I'm saying Dervan, for Mark Golding to come in and present a shadow cabinet, what we'll call a dopey cabinet, because anything that is shadow, we call it dopey, with 24 shadow minister. I felt that if Mark Golding was planning to come with something fresh, Mark Golding would say to the Jamaican people, I am not going to go forward with the amount of ministries. We are going to step down the ministries to at least 15 in the first 100 days. What do you think of that, Dervan?
I'm not sure you'll get too much from that, because it has been tried before, and it's the same problems. Oh, we lost the call, dropped again. Hello. Yes, call.
Hello?
Hold a moment, please.
Hello?
When you subscribe to services you never use, it's easy to forget about monthly subscriptions to streaming services and mobile apps that charge your bank account, even when you're not regularly using these services. Review your spending for charges like these and consider canceling unnecessary subscriptions to hold on to more money each month. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. You can get it.
Yes, the chopping and changing and trying to rework the same thing that didn't work before. It's one of those issues we've had to contend with over the years, and it is still with us. What we need to do is to properly identify uh, the fundamental flaws in whichever system has been chosen, and to fix it once and for all, to set it straight.
Evan, I get to understand and see that most of the politicians, they are mostly attorneys and philanthropists, businessmen, not people who have been educated to run an individual say a finance ministry. Do you know that Miss Fayetteville Williams is a what we'll call a world class accountant.
Well, the country should be benefiting from her experience and expertise, shouldn't it?
Yeah, and Mr. Alfred Dawes, he's now the shadow minister. I'm saying that's a good shadow ministry. But I'm saying no, Dervan. What about the people who are still Jamaican, who is in the diaspora, Dervan? What we are doing with those people who are well trained and with experience? Eh?
Well, they're still playing their part. About 60 of them will arrive in another few days, on the 14th of January, to conduct their annual medical mission for change, as it is called. And they will continue the work. They have acquired this ambulance, which has been sitting on the wharf now for quite some time. Because notwithstanding the fact that this ambulance is supposed to be benefiting the public, and members of the diaspora have procured this ambulance, for whatever reason, we're told, I think I heard in the news, that there are certain quotas for in offering some kind of a discount of sorts for clearing items from the wharf, including an ambulance that is supposed to be serving the public.
Dervan, what the Jamaican government need to do is stop raping the diaspora and put the Jamaican diaspora to work in advancing the welfare of this country. As long as someone in the diaspora is in position of a valid voter's ID and they are still Jamaican under the Commonwealth, wherever be, I feel that the diaspora should be called to even the Senate to help without no political affiliation.
I'm sorry, I'm not getting the point you're making.
Dervan, what I'm saying if we have a good person who could be a good finance minister living in the diaspora and the party in power, whether the PMP or the JLP, know that within their party there is not someone there to do the work of a world class finance or education or health minister. It should be tendered outside to the private sectors or the diaspora through the Senate appointment, through the Senate, that person could serve in bringing our country to world class standard, Dervan.
Well, we are predicting an outcome. I'm not sure we have enough ground on which to, or from which to make such a declaration. We're always hopeful that things will be better and that there are people who themselves will be better suited for some of these positions. So again, it's a function of what we get out of the bag when we dip in for talent and we dip in for management, etc., etc. You never know what you'll get.
And Dervan, early in the conversation, I heard you mention about ambulance and what. Dervan, I saw a documentary that I've done in Haiti where someone was injured in one of the volatile community in Haiti, and the ambulance from the hospital with the driver and the medic, they were just driving through the gunshots and the barricade to go and help that victim. And Dervan, I am telling you, it make my heart drop, because I'm saying sometime I saw people get shot in our inner city or even downtown, and they have to throw them in the back of police jeep or and sometime on uncat, Dervan. Sometime on uncat. And we are boasting about we are a big brother in Dervan.
Well, people are liberated. They're free to boast whatever they want to boast. Whether or not
Dervan,
that can be substantiated
Dervan,
is another matter.
We Jamaican are boasting that we are 80s big brothers.
No, you can't stop people from boasting. People, they're free. They're free. Just like how you boast about a football team, they're free to boast. But whether or not there is substance behind it is what really will set it apart or set them apart.
So sometimes as bad as our police is, we have to give them the credit sometime, because sometime in the inner city when the gunshots are firing and the victim lays on the ground, it is the police who have to come and extricate that injured person and bring them to the hospital.
Apparently, the caller is having technical issues. Go ahead. We lost a bit of what you were saying a while ago.
Yes, Dervan. I was saying that Jamaica should have ambulances on the roadside in waiting. That if anyone get injured in any part of Jamaica, those ambulances are ready with medic to go inside and extricate the victim in any.
Hello?
Being 80s brothers, big brothers.
We didn't hear what you said before. Hate his brother or big brother. That fell through as well.
All right, and I'm having a bit challenge on my internet, so I'll just call and finish it another day.
No problem at all. Thanks for the call.
Okay.
Take care. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Derek Morgan says, greetings and salutations to you, Mr. D, and your wonderful listeners. My thoughts Demand more of your pastors, elected officials, and civic leaders. And then live like you want to live and not die. We are headed in the wrong direction at so many levels. Enough respect. And that's coming from Derek Morgan. Thank you very much for your message, Derek Morgan. We heard from Steve McDonald earlier on in writing. Now here he is in voice. Yes, Steve.
Good afternoon, everyone. Happy New Year to you and to your listeners.
Many happy returns.
And, yes. And also, they just want to send a big shout out to the people of Westmoreland and South Lamar in particular, and my areas, Dallas, and Lennox, Biggles, and to my man in Speed. Dervan, I don't know if you saw, by the way, quickly, what your caller said about diaspora people, people in the diaspora becoming ministers. I don't agree with that. I think the ministers should be from people who are living in Jamaica, and probably even the senators too. If they want, and the senators too, not probably. If they want, they can be advisors for sure, but certainly not the main people that are there. One of the reasons why I was actually called, I don't know if you saw an article by Janet Silvero last week, about a church moving into a neighborhood. Actually, it's on my street in South, and they're blasting their music and so forth, and it creating havoc for the residents. We need to not only lock off the dance halls when I don't know that they're doing that, but they need to take direct actions with the churches too. Because I don't know if the area has changed from residential to...
Hold a moment, please. One moment.
At Wellington Dental, they offer cleaning, filling, whitening, and other services for the entire family. The time by Wellington Dental is
4 o'clock.
Here is a financial literacy tip from your friends at Power 106 FM. Guard your health. If you're uninsured, don't wait to apply for health insurance. If employed, your employer may offer health insurance, including high deductible health plans that save on premiums. Look at quotes from different insurance providers to find the lowest rates. Research all your options to see if you qualify for a subsidy based on your income.
4 o'clock in the afternoon, make that 4:01 in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32 Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you had a checkup lately? If not, now is a good time. Let's not wait till we get sick to get a checkup. How about that? Checking in with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, and taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. Patrick Howell says, you brought back memories whenever you play the Jimmy Cliff song. I can remember as a youth being a part of the Harder They Come. I was one of the boys throwing pans at Hussey in the gully in Trenchtown. Thanks for sharing your boyhood experience, Patrick Howell. Natalie Winter says, good afternoon, Dervan. Good afternoon, Natalie Winter. Thank you very much for joining us. And let's rejoin Steve McDonald on the subject of night noise and other forms of nuisances.
Yes, Dervan, thank you very much. Yeah, so on Barclay Street in South, it's normally known Pentecost road too. It's they apparently this new church moving, and you know the music is on full blast, which I can't understand why if you're preaching to the people who are in your congregation, you need to be preaching to the entire community or the entire staff. And you know, so and it's disturbing the residents that are around, and people up to 2 o'clock. Their music is on full 2 a.m. in the morning. Music is on full blast, and which is not, to me, you know, it's interesting that you're trying to win over people to come to Christ, but you're not being Christ-like in that you're not being considerate for the other people who you're interacting with. And even when the residents spoke to, as carried in their news article, even when the residents spoke to the church people, they basically wanted to raise them up and, you know, tell them to go back home and go lock up in them house and all of that. And I find it amazing that, you know, being a Christian group or church is responding, behaving in that manner, and not being considerate to the persons that are wrong. But you know, when we speak about lawlessness, and we speak about the Prime Minister rightly said some time ago that there's this violent behavior which is seen throughout, and it's not only epitomized in that lady who was attacking the 14-year-old. It's epitomized in these churches.
That who was attacking?
The woman.
Oh,
Let
okay. Just checking.
Yes. Thank you for your correction. You know, that's why you're the caliber head boy. You're so sharp. Right?
You're too kind.
So yeah, they you know, it's epitomizing these sorts of behavior and how we resolve issues. Because you would think that having been told or having it communicated to you that you're causing a problem, and you're literally making someone ill, because as per the article, there's a 70-odd-year-old heart or cancer surviving patient there who is causing problem. The police come and speak to them, as was said, and you know, to circumvent, they call someone at the commissioner's office based on the article, and got that rule circumvent. So it's like, okay, it's challenging to balance back. You have the police acting in the right way, and then you have High Command in Kingston giving an order, quash that order. Hey, we don't really care about who is being affected, and you know, the rule of law and all of that. That's no longer relevant because this person is my friend. You know, these things cannot help in terms of if we're moving forward and a gentler and a kinder society. If the church don't understand that, Dervan, then we doom. We can't adopt. If the church don't understand that, then where are we to go? Where are we to go to get that understanding? Because back in the days, I know that when I was younger, when your mother was younger, and your mother, when growing up as a child, your parents growing up as a child, it would be the church that you would go to for these social teaching and guidance and all of that. Now, if the church, who's supposed to know better, is not acting in this in such a manner, we're lost. How are we going to rebuild when it's a foundation that we should be rebuilding on? They themselves are lawless. And this is not a one-off situation. This is a cry across the country, across people, and you know, they and it's not I mean, I would hear churches, you go down and churches are blast, And is it that the police now pass by that they don't hear? And even from a health perspective too, we talk about you being so close. You're in the entertainment, not really entertainment, but radio industry. You know that hearing these things at a certain decibel affect your hearing. Like, it's not even good for their members. Their members are going to have hear loss later on. It's not even good for them from that perspective, from a health perspective. But what's the future like if that is the situation where the church, the very church, is acting in such a manner? What type of future are we talking about?
Well, those of us who know better just have to consciously and intentionally do better and take some people with us. That's a start.
But what those of us who know better and take some people, what we've been doing, Dervan, is that we've been surrendering territory.
No, man, we're not talking about surrendering. What we're saying is we're going to work with those who are extending themselves in that way. And while we're doing it, we try to identify others and try to enlist the support of others by appealing to their hearts, minds, and souls. By appealing to their hearts, minds, and souls. For starters, and see how far we can take it.
Well, for starters, when you do that, and then they respond negatively, and even when you go, they even went to get the order squashed by going to the commissioner officer and reaching out to a friend. Then what else do you what else do you do? You can't pick up and leave, so you have to turn and fight. So either you're going to show up.
No, you don't have to fight. You don't have to fight. There's a process called mediation.
But they went to mediation already.
Really?
As per the article. They went to mediation already, and with the police, and even after they went to mediation, they still went back and did it.
What do you think what do you think the solution should be based on what you have and you have experienced?
Well, the solution definitely would have to be that they turn down, especially at the nights and especially at midnight and so forth. Keep the music, the noise level down to a reasonable level. Whatever the law is, keep it at that level, and then don't go beyond certain hours. When you're going into 2 o'clock, and then after 2 o'clock, you stand up out there and chat for another hour going into 3 o'clock. That's not reasonable, right? So reasonable in terms of keeping it at the level that it's supposed to be at. And if you're going to have night service, then try and get it done at a reasonable time, whether it's 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock, whatever that reasonable time is, right? And that is something that you would think that you could have had that discussion with the residents to say, this is the situation. Yeah, we're going to have our tent, or we're going to have a week long of campaigning, but this is what we want to do. And there's no reason why you have to be as loud as ever, where the entire community 2-3 miles down the road is also hearing it. That is totally unnecessary.
A couple
you
of
need enough music for what is in your ear.
A couple of audiologists, I think they're called. A couple of them engaged me in conversation a few years ago to warn that we're going to have a serious epidemic in this country when it comes to our hearing, or capacity or ability to hear by virtue of how we have used our ears.
I totally agree because even when we go to um, the concerts, let's call them concerts because it's the same thing with, let's say, soca and dancehall stuff. So let's say concerts with everything lumped them in general. And even when you go to clubs, it's extremely very loud. And then at the same time, when you go into the taxis and certain private cars, it's also very loud. So we're going to have a problem. So and probably we need the Ministry of Health need to have some public education where that is concerned. Because to be honest, I wasn't aware growing up. I wasn't aware that loud music would have such an effect on your hearing later on. To be honest, and I have done more than my average partying and going to sessions and all that, and even church too. I want to hedge my bet, so I usually go on both sides. So, I was in the church when they had their loud music and in my car and all of that. But it was when I became an adult that I recognized that loud music, hearing constant loud music would have such an effect on your ear. And, that is why you see people who work at the airport, especially outside where the airplane is, they have earmuffs on. And even people who work in concert halls, what I noticed here in Toronto, that people who are dealing with, they have to be interacting with the speakers and so forth. And even at concerts, they also wear earmuffs or they wear earplugs, right? It's part of their bargaining position that even though they're there, they have these earmuff and earplugs so as to protect their ear. And a lot of us are not aware, so that is probably a worthwhile thing for the Ministry of Health, to do something, and probably even something for the shadow minister to take up. But I digress. But coming back to Dervan, I'm just appealing to that church there on Barclay Street in Sablamar. I think it's a Pocomania church. The revivalist, I'm not too sure of the name, for them to have a heart.
We have to, just a moment, we have to go to the break. One moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now 4:15.
It's riveting, thought-provoking, and interesting. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. Join Jody and Quarry on Mondays and Tuesdays, and Sanjay Lewis on Wednesdays and Thursdays, while they alternate on Fridays, as they set your agenda and break down the issues, and keep you informed on what matters to you most. It's the morning agenda on Power 106 FM. Weekdays, 7:15 to 9 a.m. only on Power 106 FM.
You'll succeed at last. Don't you know?
4:16 in the afternoon here at Broadcast House 32, Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, St. Andrew, Jamaica. Have you done your homework yet? Yes, young people, we know you're still on a bit of a break, just one more day to go, which is today. Yes, and then you're really back to school after that. But you know what we always say, even when school is out, homework is always in, because homework is about preparation, and proper preparation prevents poor performance. Proper preparation prevents poor performance. And as we always say, young people, socialization makes you educable. Education makes you trainable. Training makes you employable. And the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. As we continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon, Natalie Winter. Denis Saint-Bernard, that's the French pronunciation for Denis Saint-Bernard. He says, greetings, Dervan, best wishes, very long time, still here in the UK diaspora. Will you continue to fly the Jamaican flag in the UK diaspora for us, Dennis St. Bernard? Thank you very much. Let's go back to the call and wrap with Steve in Toronto, Canada.
Yes, thank you, Dervan. And as you mentioned, the right attitude, and I just appeal to the church to have the right attitude, and more so have a Christ-like attitude, and to be able to reach out and to ensure that the residents are okay. One other quick thing, just to wrap up, read the whole diaspora broadcast. So that is happening with Dr. Rupert Francis. I would certainly recommend or suggest to the government that the global diaspora group is not the only voice in the diaspora, and it would be harmful of the government, not to listen to the other voices and not to interact with the other voices. And I wasn't happy with how they tried to dismiss Dr. Rupert Francis with regards to the items that he mentioned. And I think whether or not they are in agreement or support, they should give him a listening ear, and the character assassination which they attempted. I think it was disgusting and should not have been. And we in the diaspora, we need to be listened to in whatever way or form that we come to the table. We don't have to go through the global diaspora group, and that's one of the reasons why they have these diaspora meetings and so forth. And to be fair to Dr. Francis, at each diaspora meetings that I've seen, whether here or in the US, the main item of concern is crime and the murder rate. So he has a valid point with regards to the other issues that he raised. I'm not too versed on them, but that's irrelevant. He still should be given a listening ear, and someone there should be dialogue, and not how they went about what they did. I think that was deplorable how they went about it. Thank you very much, Dervan, for the time, and best wishes for the new year, and hope you continue to grow from strength to strength. We're preparing for a snowstorm here tomorrow. I think it's coming over from the US, and so if you're planning to come tomorrow, you can probably delay for a few days.
You're on your own with that one. Thank you very much.
Have a good one. All the best.
You too.
Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
That's Steve McDonald in Toronto, Canada, keeping in touch with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. And who is this? Calbert Clark says, hi, Mr. Malcolm, I wrote you last year about the JPS wire that was on the ground, and until now, no one comes to look at it. What a disgrace on the JPS. I know someone soon die by these wires, concerned citizens. Those wires I am talking about are in Bowen's Gate, Moko, Clarendon. Bowen's Gate, Moko, Clarendon. Thank you very much for your message. And what you said a short while ago needs no further information. You have said what you have said. Horace, otherwise known as Spider, says, "Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm. Did anyone in Cross Keys see the unidentified object in the sky yesterday evening about 7:30? It was not a plane or a satellite. It disappeared within seconds. So I was told by my friend who saw it. So I am just checking if anyone else saw it yesterday." Mr. Malcolm, I was doing some research on the Eventide home, the Eventide home fire, and what I found out was shocking of how it happened and who was behind it. Mr. Malcolm, how can it take 3 hours to get to one place in the same parish? It takes about 3 hours from Kingston to Sav if you are driving, says Horace, otherwise known as Spider. Franklin MacDonald sharing with us a posthumous a picture of a presentation that was made of a posthumous OD, Order of Distinction, to Leonard Howell, the father of Rastafari. So there is a link attached to that from the Jamaica Observer, and those who wish to read it are free to Google Leonard Howell, Leonardhowell. And someone has sent us a number, trying to make the connection here. Okay, this must be the one. So this is from Alfred. All right, Alfred, we got the number. And we hope you will get the help that you need from the Cuban Eye Care. The Cuban Eye Care Service, which is at St. Joseph's Hospital. All right, so just making sure we have that information. So let's continue. Richard says, people, listen to good free advice from Ms. Brown. This is real talk. Please, people, listen. And that was for Land Solutions a little earlier on. So thank you very much. Keep those calls coming in. Faye Weller says, good afternoon, Mr. Dervan and faithful listeners. Mr. Dervan, in Lewis Store in the parish of St. Mary, they're having a big problem with water issues. For months, there is no water. Can you help me with this problem, please, sir? Thanks. Well, we wish we could do more, but we are encouraged by being able to put the information out there, and we trust that there will be a response of one nature or another. Faye Weller, keep the faith. Do what you can for the time being. And after all, maybe a good time to bring out the serenity prayer. God grant me the serenity to accept the things I cannot change, courage to change the things I can, and wisdom to know the difference. Please keep us posted on this subject, Faye Weller, and let's see how far it will go. In the meantime, we're continuing with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Here's a call coming through on our text line, same as the WhatsApp number. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Hey, good afternoon, Dervan.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today, man?
I'm giving thanks for life, and you?
Oh, okay. Literally hear that, it's whatever. Did I hear you say the ambulance that the Ghana Foundation sent down there is stuck on the wall because some quota needs to fulfill or something like that?
Yeah, well, apparently it's not that waivers have not been granted in general terms, as far as customs is concerned. They do have waivers, but my understanding is that, like in anything, oh Lord, what is that? What is that? What is all that noise?
No, sorry. I was playing the other radio, my other phone to my car,
and the sounds clashed.
Huh?
The sounds clashed. That's what happened a while ago.
No, well, it came to the phone. I turned my car down, but then it came to the phone. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I turned it down now.
Okay. Right. So they do have discretion when it comes to waivers, but there is also a threshold. There is a limit. So what I heard them saying was it's like saying that the waivers the waivers have reached their limit for the period of time that waivers are granted, or something to that effect. And so that's one of the factors that the customs team have to take a look at. But outside of that, it means the foundation has to find 20, is it 20 or 30? All right, no, we can't continue. You're gonna have to get off the line. Sorry, because the audio has got really bad. Yeah. The audio drowned out most of it a while ago. But
you said that otherwise I'm waiting. You have to find X amount of money to clear it. Is that what it is?
Yes, I'm trying to remember. Anywhere between 20 and 30,000 US dollars. Hold on, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:30. Power 106 FM, the digital sound, now reaching you in more ways. Listen to us on 106.1 to 106.9 on the FM band. You can also listen to us on the Power 106 FM app, which you can download on the Google Play Store or the App Store. Plus, listen to us on onespotmedia.com and the One Spot Media app, or log on to go-jamaica.com. Power 106 FM, where all views can contend, giving you powerful talk radio in so many ways, on air and online.
For afternoon here at Broadcast House 32, Lyndhurst Road, Kingston 5, Drew, Jamaica. Do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? Doing what they're supposed to be doing? It's a good time to check up on the children. A good time to continue with more on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Good afternoon to all the students listening to us, all the schoolers from the early childhood level to the secondary level. Trust you had a productive day of learning today. Hope you also managed to get in some physical activity, just as important as mental activity. As we say, young people, socialization makes you educable, education makes you trainable, training makes you employable, and the right attitude makes you successful. Homework time, young people. As we continue with more here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Thanks for holding. Go ahead, please.
Continue.
Dervan, I don't know what's going on or what happened or what need to happen. But Dervan, I can tell you, the country need ambulance services. I can tell you that, okay? Especially in rural Jamaica. I think this ambulance was to serve the Westmoreland, some district in Westmoreland.
Negril, basically, Negril area and the rest of Westmoreland.
And then the rest of Westmoreland. And I know, especially in rural area in Jamaica, this is not something that it's not a no question. It's well needed. And here this gentleman and a group of people went out of their way. Sources ambulance, I think the sources from Dubai. I was questioning why Dubai, but they said, they want something that's durable and all that good stuff. Which I trusted what their judgment on that. And here this thing is hung up on the wall, and now they're talking about they need to come up with $30,000 to pick it up. I don't know, Dervan. I think there are powers in Jamaica that against, it's just not for the regular people. There are powers there, in my opinion, that just go against the people who need these things, Dervan. The people who can fly or go private, and they're the people, when they're sick, they get put into a taxi and go to the hospital. And they go to the hospital, they have to wait for hours and hours. A lot of them end up dying. This is what this want to serve the most. What's the problem, Dervan? What is the problem?
Hello, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of this kind of I call it seems to me there's something that goes in the way where regular people are, I would say, regular people who need these services. There's something always standing in the way where these people can't prosper, man. I don't know. I really don't know. It doesn't sound good to me. I mean, the Judge Foundation is a well-established foundation. These people are not in for the money from what I gather. I mean, this guy, he throw boats ride. He's a physician. I've never heard that guy say one letting out of it for himself. Never. He's always put his neck out there, Dervan. I know this happening. I don't believe it, Dervan. I can't believe it. But that's Jamaica for you. That's what we do in Jamaica. We own them. Yeah, and that's so sad. I want to say to Steve there from Toronto. One of the problem I find when it comes to the diaspora, I don't know who are, I call myself being in the diaspora. I mean, there are millions of people in the diaspora. We will have these meetings. You may have 1,000, maybe a couple hundred people on. So we're not reaching the masses of the people. That's part of the problem. We're not reaching not even 5%, not even 1% of a million. 1% of a million would be X amount of people. We're not reaching nothing close to that. The problem, though, is communication. How do we communicate? To make sure that the message that we're sending out is not a mixed message, right? One of the things, Dervan, is that I don't know who's advocating for someone to go in politics as a member of parliament or be a senator that's solely living in the United States, for example, and live in Canada or wherever it is. I don't know advocating for that. Because somebody who lives in one country and pretty much have all the interest in that country, in my opinion, is not qualified to be a politician in Jamaica or in one country. What we are saying, the person established himself in both countries, okay, in Jamaica or in the US, both countries, Jamaica or anywhere in the country, and they seek and they seek to participate or improve all the services in politics in their country. I think that person should be able to do so. I think that's what that's what I'm saying. I don't know who's saying that a person should live in America, come to Jamaica once a year or twice a year, and then want to come and run as a member of parliament. I want to be a senator. I don't know who's saying that, because that person doesn't understand the dynamic of Jamaica. They don't understand what's going on down there. I don't know who will vote for that person. I will never vote for a person like that. But there are people who have interest in both countries, who literally lives in probably both places, or they probably live in America for the last 20, 30 years, and then they come to Jamaica and set up and have a home and live down there. What a person should do, disband their establishment in the US to say I want to serve my country. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. Where are you from? And what I am saying, I should have the same privilege as somebody living in Canada, as somebody living in England, as somebody living in Australia. If you're Jamaican and you want to come home and do the same thing, you should have the same privilege. That's what I'm saying. I don't know what the other group or other people are saying, but communication again is a very vital thing, Dervan.
It remains so. Yeah.
But what's going on with the ambulance? We over here in Jamaica, and if we're unified, we should protest and go, and call the minister, let them know what they're doing is foolishness, man. It's no good.
Yeah, well, it's playing out in front of the world, including those of us right here at home. And it speaks for itself.
I don't know. More I hear a story like this one, it makes me less confident that Jamaica one day will be the place to live, raise a family, and do business, as they said, 2030. We are very far away from this, very far away from that dream.
Having said that, we can't stop. It's like one of those machines, one of those treadmills that is self-propelled. Just have to keep going. Let's leave it there for now. The noise has gone haywire now. Thank you very much. Okay. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. Prince says, Mr. Malcolm, good afternoon to you and your listening public. I have suffered a court injustice and I need my story to be heard. And I can't get any of the media houses to take my issues seriously. So I am asking you if there are other media such as YouTube you could help me to connect with. I am very disappointed with my government and opposition leader, MP, and councillors, the way I was treated. Well, if you think there should be some remedy there based on how you were treated, you might want to seek legal advice. That's what we would humbly suggest. That's what we would humbly suggest at this stage. Sorry to hear of your situation. Barry says the churches are as ignorant and confused, same as the politicians. They are all noise polluters. That is why I never vote or go to church. I did religious time with the Kingdom Hall people. Now I'm anti-church, political, and anti-religion, straight up spiritual. And then he sends us another message. Hail, Sir Malcolm. I notice the criminals busy advertising Republic governance. Seems like they want to give up a kingdom for Banana Republic. Republic cannot collect and Jamaica's wealth from the criminals. That the politicians helping the pirate Jamaica's wealth to pirate Jamaica's wealth. They are told to resign and hand over to an interim body to be guided by the seal to lay all new foundation for the new timeline, says Barry. Thank you for your message, Barry. Ricardo in Glengoff is greeting us as well. Thank you very much, Ricardo. And Vision of New York was trying to connect with us a while ago. Please try again. 876-922-4112-5. Good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Malcolm.
Good afternoon.
I listened to a caller read the noise in the churches. The acoustics are bad in many churches. Plus, they are so enclosed, so they don't even need a mic. We all speak loudly when we may, so we don't need no mic. And when persons speak, the ministers will say that they will bring Gugudela, according to them, to make noise in the churches. And you can stay far distance, hearing the loud noise. They believe God is asleep, he put on his pajamas, or he is out on the track running, so he wouldn't be able to listen what they are saying. It is so terrible, and they don't realize that when they speak so loudly, they're going to get cords growing on their trachea, and soon they will have cancer. Also, the persons who are listening will be having problems with the sound. Most young persons will love to hear the loud noises, and so when one is speaking with them, because they are not comprehending.
Hold a moment, please.
You're listening to Power 106 FM. The time is now
4:45.
The following are the nominees for the R.J. Arglina Sports Foundation Sportswoman of the Year 2023. Rochelle Clayton, Diamond League Final and World Championships bronze medalist in the 400-meter hurdles. Janelle Fowler, the top goal scorer and highest percentage shooter at the Netball World Cup in South Africa. Shelly-Ann Fraser-Price, the bronze medalist in the 100 meters at the World Championships and silver medalist in the 4x100 meters relay. Sharika Jackson, the gold medalist in the 200 meters with the second fastest time in history at the World Championships, silver medalist in both the 100 meters and the sprint relay at that event, and a double winner for the 100 and 200 meters at the Diamond League Final. Danielle Williams, who ran the second fastest time by a Jamaican in the 100-meter hurdles and copped the gold medal at the World Championships in Budapest. Tune in to TVJ, TVJSN, and One Spot Media on Friday, January 19 at 8:30 p.m. and discover the winner. Brought to you by VM Group, J Red Review Limited, Wisinco Group, Jamaica Pegasus Hotel, Main Event Entertainment Group, FYI Consultancy, and the R.J. Arglina Communications Group.
You succeed at last. Don't you know? Rome was not built in vain.
Thanks a lot for staying with us here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. At 14 minutes to 5 o'clock, do you know where your children are? Are they where they're supposed to be? doing what they're supposed to be doing, it's a good time to check up on the children. And parents and guardians, do you know where your children are? We have to keep asking the question sometimes, just to prompt some people to get up and see to the needs of the child or children. So let's keep the children within sight. How about that? Hello to all working Jamaicans tuned in to both sides of the story here on Power 106 FM. It's a good time for us to ask ourselves, how productive have we been today? How productive have we been today? Let's continue. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Yes, sir.
Yes, thanks for holding. You were talking
Yes.
about the noise
The
pollution
noise. Yes.
and those of
We need,
us. Yes, go ahead.
we need to have health education, health promotion for these ministers because they have no idea or concern for the few. They only think about the politics, which is so wrong. And even children will be pushing their fingers in their ears because when the drums go off, they are so loud they feel it in their stomach. Also, when they're shouting, it affects the children too. You imagine the old person, how that affects them. Something needs to be done. The police need to send out information to these people, and they have to be locked up. Like how they lock down dance hall in the night. They can lock them up too. What is good for the goose is good for the gander. I'm a Christian, but I am willing to stay there and let them see them lock them down because they don't listen. Because it's God's temple. This is foolishness. Dance hall is the temple for the people out there, and church is the temple for them. So they must take example.
We hear you loud and clear. Thank you very much for the call.
You're welcome.
Take care. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com. Taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. 876-922-4112-5. Text line, same as the WhatsApp number, 876-365-3346. 876-365-3346. Thank you very much. Keep those messages coming in here on your program, Both Sides of the Story, Power 106 FM. And someone else is trying to get through here. Hello, good afternoon. Thanks for calling.
Good afternoon, Mr. Dervan.
Good afternoon.
Yes, sir. About the ambulance, I have a few questions here. Don't this same thing happen to that one that the Angels Foundation had purchased one time?
Yes, it's the second time that this is happening.
Right.
Not the same way. Not the same way. There are different, same general situation.
Well, when I heard about you were purchasing this, I purchased ambulance. This ambulance, the first thing that came in my thought.
Yes.
You know, what happened to the Angels Foundation? But the only thing I was thinking, they said that the Angels one was like a used ambulance. This is a brand new one.
Yes.
Yeah, so why can't go through?
No, well, what I've heard from I think it was a news story is that they were essentially explaining that there's a quota system. There's So they have the capacity to grant certain waivers. But once they have topped out, once they have used up the waivers, the allowable waivers for a particular period of time, they then put a halt of sorts on any further waivers, in keeping with whatever the protocols are when they reach to a certain.
This is something that benefits the country.
It is a charitable organization that puts on fundraisers, like a boat ride that they did, and it's the money from the boat ride that has gone towards. Yes.
I follow the whole program, so I know exactly what happened. Yes.
Yes. So that
Yeah,
is.
so,
Mhm. So it's it costs it. I think it's somewhere between. It's about 20,000 or more US dollars to clear it. That's the figure I remember. So it's more than, it's 20,000 or more US dollars to clear this ambulance, which is supposed to be a public ambulance. So it means, yeah, not for private use. This is a public ambulance.
Well, that's why I have a problem right now, because if it's for the public, to be something that's beneficial for the country, your own country, and you're telling me that no, that this ambulance brand new comes, it's sitting on the road.
Absolutely.
There's something just not right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, we're following up. We're following up. We're keeping an eye on that situation and seeing how that will unfold.
What they can make, I mean, how could people be making all of this effort to bring something of such magnitude and be something that is so essential, come into your country and you find a way to block it? I have to say, that's the only way I could see.
Yeah.
I'm not getting it. I can't buy into what these lame excuses. The government need to wake up. Whatever they are doing, whether in government or whatever, they need to wake up and get their stuff together and get their priorities right. This is about for the country. This is what helping people. You see what these accidents on the road, people being pushed, in handcart and in the back of pickup trucks and all kind of stuff, and then you're getting something to help the country. You're telling me that, you find like to every solution there's a problem. No. It's not right.
Well,
if it was me, I would just give it to somewhere else.
That's like the other unit. There's a unit that was originally scheduled for Jamaica. I think it was a dental medical unit. I think that was eventually sent from Jamaica to is it Ghana, one of those African countries, who gladly received it, and it's still working.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So I would have been going through all of that for you now to go and raise money to clear it to benefit the country. No, I would just ship it to somewhere else, and I think you have control good ready to pay the shipment and everything to receive such a lifesaver.
Mm-hmm.
So, you don't care about the people. You don't care about the people. No, man, come on. I will leave Mr. Dervan.
You too. Thanks for the call. Take care.
Yeah, not a problem.
Okay. Bye-bye. This is your program, Both Sides of the Story, Poro 106 FM, still streaming live on the Gleaners website, go-jamaica.com, live on your smart devices all over the world, taking your calls on 876-922-4112-5. We're almost out of time. Goodness. Can we thank you once again for the privilege of serving you on yet another edition of your program, Both Sides of the Story, for today, Monday, the 8th of January, 2024. The moving finger writes, and having writ moves on, nor all your piety nor wit shall lure it back to cancel half a line. nor all your tears wash out a word of it. All things being well, both sides of the story returns tomorrow afternoon, 2 to 5. Till then, this is Dervan Malcolm, reminding all of us that every day is an opportunity to do better than yesterday. Take care.
Your mind set on a dream. You can get it, the heart is messy. You can get it if you really want. You can get it if you really want. Yeah. You can get it if you really want. But you must try, try and try, try, try. You succeed at best.
Hello, Missy Badney. Good afternoon.
Good evening to you.
Good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon. How are you?
You're listening to Power 106 FM.
You
The
too.
time is now
5 o'clock.
Bye-bye.
comprehensive, powerful, and credible.